This is your wake-up call.
This guy's garage. Like and subscribe.
Oral questions. Question orale. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
On a appris aujourd'hui.
Today, we found out that there are about 100 police investigations ongoing, investigations into foreign interference. One of these deals with Beijing's targeted intimidation of a member of this House. We have also found out that the National Security Advisor to the Prime Minister had been aware of that intimidation for a long time. This is a conflict of interest. Will the Prime Minister launch a genuine public independent inquiry? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, I asked the Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs to work with all the parties, to work with experts in order to develop a plan so that we can move forward and continue the good work which was done by Mr. Johnston. We now need to move to the next step. We are here, will continue to be here to work collaboratively with all those who want to take this issue seriously, who want to work seriously, set partisanship aside, set toxicity aside, and to work constructively to truly deal with foreign interference. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Now agree that deficits are causing inflation. These include Liberal experts. The former Liberal Premier of Nova Scotia, Stephen McNeil, said deficits are causing inflation. The former Liberal Finance Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, John Manley, says that this Prime Minister's deficits are like putting his foot on the inflationary gas pedal. Even the Deputy Prime Minister at present has said that inflation is caused by deficits. So will the Prime Minister finally table a plan to balance the budget so we can bring down inflation and interest rates?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we know how much the Leader of the Opposition has asked us to trust independent experts and not Liberals on various issues of importance. We disagree. We think Liberals have important things to say. But if he's looking for a strong independent voice, look no further than the Governor of the Bank of Canada, who recently confirmed that government spending is not, quote, contributing to the slowing of the economy, nor is it, quote, standing in the way of getting inflation back to target. We continue to invest in supporting Canadians in targeted ways, while Conservatives continue to talk about cuts to programs and services.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, Mr. Speaker, if he doesn't trust Liberals on the economy, why should anybody else?
That's right.
It was, in fact, his own finance minister who just weeks before she introduced her budget said that deficits are like pouring gas on the inflationary fire. Then weeks later, she introduced $60 billion, or $4,200 per family, of brand new gas on that fire. Mr. Speaker, our children are screaming because of the debt that they're going to inherit from this government. Will the Prime Minister act responsibly, introduce a plan to balance the budget to bring down inflation and interest rates?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Finance Minister said that, and then she brought in a responsible, fiscally sound budget that continues to contribute, and I know they don't like it because it gets in the way of a good political argument, but if you look at the facts, Mr. Speaker, we have the lowest deficit in the G7, the best debt to GDP ratio, and we preserved our AAA credit rating while being there to support Canadians who needed it in targeted, non-inflationary ways. While the Conservatives continue to propose cuts in programs, cuts in help for Canadians, cuts to services, we'll continue to be there in a way that continues to fight inflation and support Canadians.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Prime Minister's inflationary spending binge caused the price of everything to go up. All that spending and all that money he flooded into the financial system bid up housing prices. They doubled, leading to the most expensive housing prices in the G7. It now takes 25 years for the average family in Toronto to save for a down payment. Used to be able to pay off an entire mortgage in that time period. It takes roughly 90% of a Vancouver family's monthly income to pay the average monthly mortgage. Will the Prime Minister balance the budget to bring down inflation and interest rates so that Canadians don't lose their homes.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
If the leader of the opposition was serious about housing, he would have supported our housing investments. Instead, he's focused on cutting services, picking fights with municipalities, and protecting wealthy landlords. On this side, our plan includes collaborating with municipalities, including investing $4 billion to fast-track new housing approvals to create 100,000 new homes, tying infrastructure investments to housing, helping Canadians save up for their first home, providing support for low-income renters, and converting surplus federal lands to affordable housing.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mais il a eu 8 ans.
But he had 8 years to make those promises a reality. All he accomplished was double average rents, double average mortgage payments, and double down payments to buy the average house. We have 2 of the world's 10 most expensive cities, Toronto and Vancouver, and now it takes 25 years just to save enough money for a down payment.